Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at a solo raid of a tier 4, and that is going to be Ninjask. I'm going to be starting it off with Rampardos and then entering with Tyranitars right behind it with Smackdown and Stone Edge, and there is going to be no weather boost on my end. So as we can see here, both of the IVs. Now that Tyranitar we're looking at is going to be my best one, 15, 15, 14, okay? I do have a 15, 3, 15, but it ends up having the same DPS for this specific situation, but for other Pokemon with the lower defense, it's usually going to be a higher DPS. But if you do have that lower defense, you will be able to get your charge moves up a lot quicker, therefore more damage onto that raid boss, and that's why we look for that lower defense from time to time. If you even see people posting and talking about it, and it's not going to make too much of a difference when it comes to survivability if you do have a 10 in defense. So going on to the Rampardos here, it is going to be at an 84% with 9 in attack, 14 defense, and 15 stamina with a DPS of 40.4, which is extremely nice. Okay, that is very high right there. For PvP, it's sitting at 9.9. So that is something to take note of. It's still sitting above 40 and it has 9 in attack for IVs. Now if it did have 15, it probably would be around 41, 42 DPS. Now taking a look at Tyranitar, sitting at 98% with a 15 in attack, 15 defense, and 14 stamina with 32.4 DPS, and for PvP 8.5. So as you can clearly see, both of them are level 40, and Rampardos is way outpacing it. The thing about Tyranitar is going to be it can survive a little bit longer, but take a look at this raid here. It's, you know, putting in some work. I took a few of the aerial aces, and if I was to dodge all of them, I do believe I would be able to get it into the yellow with just the Rampardos. Think about that. That's a tier 4. Yes, the Ninjask is going to be double weak to rock, being a flying and bug type, but nonetheless, that's still great performance out of the Rampardos for sure. And taking a look at a few of your other top rock attackers, we have Rhyperior here with a 98%, level 40, with 14 in attack, 15 defense, and 15 stamina, sitting at 31.3 DPS with Smackdown and Stone Edge. So it's, you know, a little bit behind the other ones, but it's still a pretty good Pokemon, especially when it comes down to PvP. It does have a double weakness to water and grass, but it also has Surf. Very odd move for a rock and ground type Pokemon to have, giving it plenty of coverage. But when it comes down to the Ninjask raid, not too sure how well it's going to perform. Possibly pretty good in partly cloudy weather though. Then we have my Golem here sitting at level 39.5. Not too sure why I didn't completely max it out. It will have Rock Throw and Stone Edge sitting at 28.1 DPS. So in partly cloudy weather, it just might be able to help you pull it off, although your best bet is going to be Tyranitars with Smackdown and Stone Edge going up against this tier 4 raid. And as you're going to see, it's not really cutting it too close, although I was doing a significant amount of dodging, which is going to be cutting down my damage per second going up against that raid boss, making it so I could have probably finished it a little bit quicker. All right, and then this is going to be the Lowland Golem here with Rock Throw and Stone Edge sitting at 27 DPS, so it's going to be the farthest behind. And I was checking out some other rock type Pokemon, but it teeters down quite significantly. You do have Omnistar with a legacy quick move rock, as well as Rock Slide doing an okay amount of damage, but it's not going to help you beat this raid here. I don't even think in partly cloudy weather. So as you've seen there, including dodging in the beginning, so that is going to be cutting my time down, and I was able to do that there. And as you've seen, the Rampardos nearly took off half its health. That's pretty intense. Now I think a Tyranitar can do almost as good as that. Not quite, but it pretty significant amount of damage if I did dodge. As you've seen, I didn't really dodge too much. And that Ninjask is all over the place, right? First throw, great throw, let's go. So that was a good one there. If you're trying to do this and you do have a Rampardos, well, you're definitely going to want to throw it into the mix, as well as your Tyranitars too, because you will be able to solo this, as a matter of fact, without any partly cloudy weather. Now, if you did have that boost, you will be able to do it easy for sure. It's not going to take much at all. Probably just maybe even 2 Tyranitars, maybe a Rampardos and a Tyranitar. You should be able to do it with a few dodges. Alright, now moving on into the next one. This is going to have Metal Claw. Now this is going to be doing a lot more damage to your rock type, seeing that Steel is going to be strong against rock types. It's not getting stabbed, so it's not going to be doing that much, but a whole lot more than Fury Cutter for sure. And another way to tell when the Ninjask is about to use its charge move, and I found that this is going to be probably one of the easiest signs out of all raid bosses. You see it attacking normal like this, and there you go, it does that flip, and that is the indication that here comes that charge move. Get ready to dodge if you so choose to. So there is that little tip there. Found that pretty cool and makes it a whole lot easier to dodge if you're trying to do that. So as you can see, the Rampardos is not taking the Metal Claws well at all. being a glass cannon kind of Pokemon, but that's okay. It is tacking on quite a bit of damage for sure, and I'm quite pleased with the performance of this. So we knew it was going to be outperforming Tyranitar. We just needed a good test, and here it comes. Here it is. We've had others before, other tests and side-by-side comparisons, but this right here is just magnificent. So down goes the Rampardos a lot quicker than the last raid because, well, Fury Cutter wasn't really doing much to it whatsoever. In comes the Tyranitar. Now let's see how well it holds up. So it will be able to take those Metal Claws a whole lot better than the Rampardos is because its defense is almost doubled it. So let's go ahead and look at their stats as a matter of fact and do a little side-by-side comparison so you can see exactly what is going on. Alright, so with Rampardos to the left, it's going to have a max CP of 3,298 at 100% IV, attack at a whopping 295, that's insane. Defense 109 and stamina 219, which is actually going to be right behind Tyranitar. Now taking a look at Tyranitar itself, at a 100% IV, max CP 3,834, attack 251, stamina 207, as you can see, up pretty much 100 more than Rampardos, and then stamina 225. So if you did have multiple Rampardos going up against this Ninjask here, you will be able to take it out a whole lot faster as opposed to just having one or going in there with just Tyranitars. But that's okay if you do not have the resources to invest in Rampardos currently at the moment. You're still going to be able to take this Ninjask down with just Tyranitar, Smackdown, and Stone Edge, and you still should be looking okay. So with that said, there you go. Rampardos is amazing, like we predicted in the past, and it's finally here to prove it. So pretty nice, and I'm happy I invested in it. Dumped a lot of rare candies and spent quite a bit of Stardust. Although it did come at a decent CP, that's why I kind of chose this one. And if you're thinking, why would you power up one with 9 IV in attack? That doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do. Well, I saw that its DPS was going to be above 40, and it's still going to be way outpacing Tyranitar. And like I said, it came at a high CP, so I just decided to go with it, and well, here we are with it. And I'm able to go into this raid and give it a test and show you what it's all about. So we are taking this one down at 20 seconds, so pretty much the same as that last raid there. And it did have Fury Cutter, so not too much of a difference as far as those moves go. If it did have X-Scissor, the Tyranitars would be taking a little bit more damage, seeing that because of that dark typing, although the rock will kind of just neutralize it, so it's not going to be super effective. But nonetheless still taking a little bit more than Aerial Ace, and it's just going to be completely resisted on that Tyranitar being a rock type as well as the Rampardos, so it made it a little bit easier going up against this. So there you have it, trainers. I soloed a Ninjask, and you can too. As long as you have those Smackdown Tyranitars, which is going to be Community Day move, and if you're not aware, do not try to TM it because it will not happen. It is a legacy now. And before I let you go, trainers, let's go ahead and take a look at my Catch 10 Bug type Pokemon, which will grant me a Scyther, and let's see if I'm able to get my shiny. And with that said, trainers, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.